Good day, everybody. I'm so glad you joined me again today. So, we are going to continue with our construction of geometric figures. And today we are going to construct angles. Now, just to recap, we measure angles in units of rotation called degrees. And remember, we indicated with that little circle there. Now there are 360 degrees in a complete turn, and a complete turn is also called a revolution, right? Then there are 180 degrees in a half a revolution, and it's also referred to as a straight angle. And then 1/4 of a revolution is 90 degrees and is also referred to as a right angle. Okay, now we call the instrument that we use to measure angles a protractor. Now, a protractor has got two scales marked on it, both going from 0 to 180 degrees. The numbers on the scale go clockwise around the protractor, and on the other scale, it goes anti-clockwise. I've got a big example for you here. So you can see there are the lines going anti-clockwise from 0 to 180, and those are going clockwise from 0 to 180. Now I'm going to go to the whiteboard to explain to you how to measure an angle. Okay, so if you measure an angle, so say for example, this is an angle that I've drawn for you. So you look at the vertex of the angle. Can you see the vertex is where the two arms meet? So you're going to put the center of the protractor on the center of the vertex, and the baseline, this baseline of the protractor, you're going to put then on one of the arms. Okay, like that. And then you're going to use your brains, right? So you know that this angle will be less than 90 degrees because you know it's an acute angle. So on this scale, you're going to read wherever the 0 starts, but you're also going to tell yourself that this angle is smaller than 90 degrees. So you're going to read from the inside then, 0 up to 50. You're going to make a little note there. You're going to check it, and you're going to see it is 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so always check. Use your brains to know, because you know what an acute angle look like, a reflex angle, an obtuse angle. So if your reading does not make sense, then you just check your answer again. Okay, so I just want to do another example. Here's a bigger angle, and I know all of you know this is called an obtuse angle, right? So again, you take the center of your protractor, you put it on the vertex, the baseline on the one line. You know that it is going to be bigger than 90. You read from where the 0 starts on your baseline. You read around and you look where it ends, and it is 120 degrees. I just want to say something. If you do this type of work, it is very important. You see, this marker is draw quite thick lines. So it is fine when we do like just to get an idea of how to measure. But if we really want to go into the fine detail, we must have a pencil that is very sharp. Because you're going to see we're going to not only measure 70s and 60s, we're going to have to measure 68, for example, or 72. So our pencil must be sharp, and we must be very, very specific. Okay, so now I want to tell you how to construct an angle. Now we've measured an angle. So if we construct an angle, we're going to use our ruler, and we're going to draw a baseline, a line, or one of the arms, and like that, right? So make sure that this arm is longer than the baseline of your protractor, because you have to be able to read right? So that is your line. It's longer than the baseline. So start at the end here. And then you're going to put your protractor and the center of your protractor there. And say, for example, you have to measure 110 degrees obtuse angle. So you know it's bigger than 90. So you go from the center, move around, there's your 110, make a mark, remove your protractor, use your ruler, and then connect those two sides. So this angle then should be 110 degrees Celsius. But 110 degrees, not Celsius, I'm so sorry. So, but then what are you going to do? You're going to use your protractor and you're going to check. That's the beauty. So we're going to check. We're going to put it in the center there, the baseline. We're going to mark around 110. Yes, we're correct. So we've drawn an angle of 110 degrees. Now, what about if the angle, because this protractor only measures from 0 to 180. So what about a reflex angle? And a reflex angle, we know, is bigger. Like a reflex angle, if that is a straight angle, a reflex angle is bigger. What do you think we must do? Excellent, if you've worked that out. So remember, a revolution is 360. So you're just going to say you have to draw an angle of 200. So you're just going to take 200 from there, which gives us 160. So you're going to draw an angle of 160. But remember, it is important that you're not going to, say for example, let's do that quickly. Say we're going to draw 100. So this is our vertex. And we say we're going to draw 160, it is there. So we're going to draw our line. So this is our angle, not this. We just constructed this angle to help us to draw the reflex angle of 200 degrees. I hope you understand that. Okay. Now, because of this possible confusion with angles, we name angles. So I'm going to go back to the slides to explain to you how we name angles. So if we name angles, diagram can show more than one angle, as I just explained to you. So it is important to be clear about which angle you are referring to. Angles are named using 3 letters, and we call this the 3-point notation. The middle letter of the angle indicates the vertex of the angle. In other words, where we're going to put our protractor to measure our arm. The angle indicated by the diagram, for example, look at that diagram there. We've got ABC, and can you see that that section there is our angle? So they're telling us that the vertex is the one in the middle. Okay, so we always write it like this: 3 letters of the alphabet, and the one in the middle is where the vertex of the angle will be. This is how we name them. Doesn't matter, as you can see there, we can say, in this case, we can say A, B, C, or we can say CBA, doesn't matter from which angle, but the point is that this is our vertex and this is the angle that we are naming. Okay, so now it's your turn to construct some angles. So let's look at them. I've asked you to draw these angles and label each angle using the 3-point notation. So you are going to draw ACB, and if you see 45 degrees, you know it's an acute angle. So you know that if you've drawn this, your angle must be less than 90. MLK is 168, and L, your angle will be at L, right? Your vertex. 168 degrees. So we know that is less than a straight angle, but more than a right angle. So it is an obtuse angle. Then PRQ, again, R is where the vertex is, and it's 90, and so on. So please have fun, and then we're going to come back and check your answers. Okay, so now I have managed to do this on the whiteboard. So I'm going to show you on the whiteboard, and then you can check your answers. Okay, so there's A, first one. ACB, well done if you've got this correct. ACB, C is where the vertex is, and that is our angle, 45 degrees. I just want to repeat, make sure that your pencil is sharp if you do this. This is just an example, that's why the lines are thicker, but your lines must be so thin and exact. Okay, then B, MLK. So there's our 168 degrees, and L is where our angle is. C, that's easy. I hope you've all noticed that's a right angle. Remember, we indicate it like that. Then RST is a straight angle. We're going to do it indicate it like that. And then EFG was the one where, remember, you had to subtract 270 from 360, and then you notice that it is 90 degrees. So you draw the 90, but you mark the reflex angle of 270 degrees. Well done if you've got all of this correct. And I'm so glad that you joined me, and hopefully see you next time.